Hi friends, welcome back to Dust Not Included. Today, we're off to an estate sale. I'm also over on eBay where you can find lots of awesome vintage, like the items here. Follow me on Instagram for lots of awesome updates. Well, I started off in the kitchen, and right by the sink on the top shelf was this amazing glass Millefiori frog. I had to pick him up. He's just too cute. Well, scanning through the rest of the cupboards, on the top shelf above the fridge, I spotted those salt and pepper shakers. They're Viking. Wow, check out this bathroom. I love the tile. Well, after the bathroom, I headed to the first bedroom. I got to this estate sale kind of late, so it looked like it was kind of picked over a little. Well, into bedroom number 2. It was a rather small house, but I decided to check out the basement. One of the things I love about estate sales is exploring all the different houses. It's so fun. In the closet, there were some linens hanging, some bags of craft items and fabrics, in this box. It was really interesting. They had a newspaper clipping from 1999, and it looks like somebody was featured with their collection of Wattware. It was kind of an obstacle course to get through the basement. Well, it was kind of crowded in this basement. There were actually a lot of people, so it became a little difficult to film. Over here on the shelf, they had a lot of different pieces of milk glass. And over here in this back closet, it was really tight, but there was lots of little items. I actually found some coffee mugs in here. I'll show you guys them at the end. In this box, there were all of these vintage thermoses. Unfortunately, none of them had any covers. I headed off to the garage. They had all of these vintage tool cabinets. They were really interesting. The garage was mostly full of tools. The garage actually had an attic. Fancy to have an attic on the garage. There were lots of empty boxes up here, but I did spot these two paintings. They were signed, but they had some damage. Too bad. There were also these pink vintage cushions, but I didn't find any chairs for them to go with. Well, it was time to get back down, and I was a little nervous climbing down these because there was no railing. I thought about sliding down on my butt, but I ended up making it. Well guys, it got a little crowded in there, so I couldn't film everything, but I did find some really cute stuff. Check out what I was able to score. I love this little pumpkin guy. And I found all of these holiday items. This one here is cute. It has a little... Look at that guy. You guys saw me pick up the glass frog. I found these really cool mugs. Little Santa boot. I got the pair of the amber shakers. I picked up this glass for myself. I like these old glasses. And I thought this was really interesting. It's a Disney World tiki mug. Happy? Sad? But we're happy. Well, after leaving the estate sale, I Googled and there was a Savers right down the street, just a couple of minutes. We're here at Savers. Let's get in and see what we can find. I actually don't get to this Savers that often. It is the Savers in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm excited to be here. Can't wait to see what things I might find. First thing I did was head over and grab a cart. Over in the figurine section, where I typically like to start, the first thing I noticed was this vase. It was really colorful and had a bird on it, but it felt really thin. Maybe it just didn't, something about it felt off. I was excited to find this art glass perfume bottle. It was just so beautiful. There was this cute little kitty here. They were asking $7.99 for him, as well as this shelf sitter kitty for $7.99. Down on the end of the aisle, I spotted these vintage knitting magazines. I thought they were kind of interesting, but I decided not to pick them up. Off to the bag wall. I was drawn to these owl salt and pepper shakers. They were definitely vintage inspired. Well, it looks like they're pulling out a fresh cart. Better get over there and check out what's on it. Well, what I gravitated to was this brightly colored, whimsical teapot. It had lots of cats all over it, and on the bottom it was marked Groovy Dog and Cat for Scheller. They were asking $4.99, and I saw some good asking prices on eBay, but I couldn't find any solds of that particular teapot. They sure had a lot of plastic storage drawers. They were asking $9.99 each for these. And then they brought out a new fresh cart. Heading down the Christmas aisle, I was looking for anything vintage. Unfortunately, I didn't really see anything. Then I went to the candle aisle. Over here, this is the top to a Homeco block optic fairy lamp. Unfortunately, I looked all around for the bottom and couldn't find it. A little further down, I spotted these candle holders. They're made by Indiana Glass. They were asking $3.99 each for them, and they're in a grape pattern. On eBay, they seem to be selling between $5 and $10. Well, moving to the next aisle, I decided to check out the end cap. On the very top shelf, there was this awesome Christmas wooden pyramid. Unfortunately, it was missing the propellers at the top and the candles at the bottom, but it was a really neat piece. I wish the other pieces were there. It should have looked like this one that's sold on eBay. Leave a comment below. I'd love to know what type of items you never pass up. Next, I traveled down the wood aisle. The first thing I spotted was this interesting drawer/box. I think it would have went into a kitchen somewhere. But it was kind of interesting. They were asking $3.99 for it. Well, today was the day of boxes. This one was really interesting. They were asking $4.99. I couldn't get it open with one hand, so I had to put the camera down for a second. When I finally got it open, I realized it just had too much damage. A little further down, I noticed this box. It looked like someone had made it, and they had carved some carvings into the top. I thought it was interesting, and I liked it for myself, so I did pick this up for me. When turning the corner, I noticed on the bag wall these corn on the cob holders. I actually have these same ones, but I only have 7. Now I can complete that set and add 2 more for this 4th of July. I love having cookouts at my house, and these are going to come in handy. Well, next was the dishware aisle. On the top shelf, I spotted these milk glass saucers. They were asking $6.99 for all 8, but unfortunately, I couldn't find any cups to match. These lusterware teacups were really nice. I always love that orange and blue combination. On this bottom shelf, I spotted this sun motif pitcher. They were asking $7.99 for it. I thought it was whimsical and fun. On the bottom, it was marked Made in Italy. I debated about it for a while because I really liked that bright blue and yellow combination. What do you think? Do you think I should have picked this up? Down on this bottom shelf, all the way down here, they had a blue-bowed goose. Who else remembers these? Growing up, all of my friends' parents had that theme in their kitchen. Down here was a mid-century modern oil and vinegar set. Unfortunately, the stoppers were missing on the top. Down here I spotted a pie cover. It was stainless steel. They were asking $1.99 for the tray and $7.99 for the cover. I decided to do a quick comp search on this. It seems to sell between $18 and $12. Then I noticed this imperial glass candle wick handled serving platter. I thought it was interesting with the heart shape on the top. They were asking $6.99 for it. I found two solds, one at $17 and one at $5. But there were a whole bunch listed. I also spotted this handled tray. They were asking $4.99 and it had a nice little etching on it. Sitting right next to it was a marigold bowl, which was $5.99. These little jars had an interesting shape. They were $5.99 each and they had these floral decals. No markings on the bottom. I got excited to see this. It is a divided dish made in Italy and hand painted. It had these gorgeous florals. They were asking $4.99 for it. I decided to peel back the sticker a little bit to make sure, and yep, it was Italian. Unfortunately, I had a lot of chips on the handle. Too bad, because it was really pretty. There was a nice little butter dish on top here. They were asking $6.99. There's so much to look at today here at Savers. I'm glad I stopped in. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Well, this teapot was really interesting. I loved its beehive design. I decided to check it out. They were asking $4.99 for it. I decided to check out the bottom to see who made it. It was made by MSRF Inc. It turned out it was a new piece, but I think it would fit in with some vintage decor really nicely. What do you guys think? Well, these little buckets were cute. They are contemporary, but I think they're quite fun. On this end cap in the back, there were these Italian vintage espresso cups. They were asking $9.99. They had a really interesting handle and I decided to look them up. They had some really great asking prices, but I couldn't find a single one sold. Going down the bakeware aisle, I noticed this pink glass basket. I thought it was interesting. They were asking $8.99 for it. Turns out it's a William and Sonoma piece and it was missing the handle. Well, checking out some of the bakeware, I noticed this Pyrex piece. It was a dishwasher damaged, and then they had this vintage mixing bowl on top. But I got really excited when I saw this piece. It is a Pyrex promotional piece. It was in good shape, and it was missing its cover. This is the Empire scroll pattern. So I definitely decided to put it in my cart, and when I got a chance, try to look it up on eBay. It appears it should have had a stand, and if it had all its pieces, it would be a really great piece to pick up. Looks like someone just bought this couch. They were asking $25 for it. Well, the last aisle was the lamp aisle. Heading out to the register, I decided to make one more pass through, and I spotted this vintage rolling pin. It has green handles, which typically you find a lot of red ones. The green tend to be very popular. A quick search on eBay, and I definitely put this in the cart. You can also find me over on District on both Vamp and Knickknack marketplaces. If you use the code DUSTNO80, you can get $5 off your first purchase on District. Join Janides and myself this Thursday at 6:30 for a vintage live sale. It's gonna be a blast. Well guys, it looks like the snow is coming down a little heavier, but I had a good day at Savers and I'll see you on the next one.